Hello, movie lovers, and welcome to my Walking Dead Season 7 premiere spoiler reviews. So, if you guys have not seen The Walking Dead premiere yet, and you guys live in other countries, get off of this review and watch this tomorrow whenever it airs in your neck of the woods. The reason why I started doing this review kind of late was because of the fact I'm like, okay, some people have not seen The Walking Dead yet. So, therefore, should I go on ahead and do this the day of the should I go on ahead and do this review at all after the whole entire show went off? Or should I wait a couple of days? So I waited a couple of days and everything to process everything, to see what's going on. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go on ahead and do this review. So with that being said, I'm going to go on ahead and get into this whole entire thing. When this whole entire show opens up, it goes into the circle just like it did with the ending of last season of season 6. And we actually get to see Negan doing the little any, mini, miny, mo thing, and we're wondering who did he kill? Who did he ended up whacking off this on this episode? So, anyways, it teases us in a way that I actually felt like, that they didn't really need to go on ahead and do that in a way. I felt like, give us a little bit more credit for what we do, for what we are as viewers of this show. We spent 7 seasons with these characters. Just show us some type of who winded up being killed. And what I have to say is this. The whole entire flashbacks with Rick and everything, wondering who winded up getting killed, Lucille, at the end of the last season and everything. To me, I think they should have just went on ahead and stopped doing the flashbacks. To me, I thought it was kind of redundant, kind of repetitive to the point where, I was getting annoyed. But other than that, this was actually a solid episode. I actually enjoyed it. And so here's the deal. We already had my pick on who I thought that Negan was going to kill. My pick was Abraham. Abraham has not been around for a long period of time for where I can actually say I cared about his character. And, even though he had some funny lines and everything about Mother Dick or whatever, I felt no emotional attachment towards that character at all. And I think that the reason why is because they were probably going to go on and let Negan kill him. But still, I think whenever he died, I'm like, okay, he died. Okay, I felt relieved. And then, before this thing even happened, I've read a couple of articles where there was going to be 2 deaths and stuff like that. And I don't really read too much into the whole entire behind the scenes thing. I'd rather be surprised just in case of spoilers, just in case of anything, because I want to feel the suspense along with everybody else. So I just put that to the side. And yeah, I was kind of, whenever the whole entire deal happened, when Norman Reedus winds up punching Negan, and then all of a sudden he said, hold up. I said I was going to go on ahead and kill one of you. I wasn't going to go on ahead and do this. I don't know what kind of shitheads that you dealt with before, but I'm not one of those people. Whenever I said I'm going to do something, that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm going to set out to do. So, and all of a sudden the camera panels over towards Glenn. Glenn winds up getting Lucille, which is the second death, which is the emotional attachment to a character, which I was actually attached to all the way through season 6. And even whenever that whole entire dumpster thing, I was like, yes, they're not going to kill him off. They're not going to do anything. They're like, fuck your feelings. We're just going to kill him. And that's pretty much what happened. They're like, we're just going to go in and kill Glenn. It's just like the comics and everything. And you know what? I was not expecting it. I was not expecting it at all because they strayed away from the comics and everything in season 6 and a couple of the other seasons. And I'm like, okay, they're not going to kill Glenn. They already put Glenn through so much hell with the whole dumpster diving thing whenever he went on underneath the dumpster during the whole entire mid-season finale of the fall. So I'm like, there's no way they're going to go on ahead and do this. It's wrong. I was actually shocked. I had popcorn falling out of my mouth. I didn't know what to think. I felt depressed. I felt like my own Asian brother had passed away. And he got his skull crushed in. And, man, once that happened, I was pretty much like, okay, this guy has to die. This guy has to die, and I want Rick to do it. Only to find out that Rick pretty much is not going to do anything. Matter of fact, once you see Negan pull Rick into the camper, which I thought he was actually going to cut off his hand, and I know that's something the governor did, I thought they might actually leave that towards Negan to do. And what does Negan do? He goes around and takes him around a couple of places in here and there, explaining to him what he's about, and he's trying to break Rick of who he is. And he does not like the way Rick is looking at him, as if he's not someone to be feared. And he wants to see that fear in Rick's eyes. So what does Rick do? So what happens? He plays fetch with Rick. He winds up throwing the axe outside and telling him to go fetch. Here's the axe. I want you to go on ahead and get it. He leaves Rick outside for maybe about 5-10 minutes. Rick is over there crushing some zombies, killing some walkers, and then after that happens, Negan winds up shooting some of the other walkers, and then he puts Rick back into the camper. But what else that I have to say too is that this whole entire thing was not anticlimactic at all. I felt a huge emotional impact when Rick Glenn died. But what really got me was when he brings the camper back, and he still does not like how Rick looks at him. So what does he do? He takes Carl, Rick's son, straps the strap to Carl's arm, and tries to make Rick cut off Carl's arm, because he still does not like the way Rick looks at him. So Rick kept on saying, "Sacrifice me. I want to die. I want to die. And I'll do it." So anyways, he only had 5 seconds until Negan winds up telling him, "If you don't do it, I'm going to do it." He counts down to 5. All of a sudden, you see the fear in Rick's eyes, and then that's whenever Negan winds up telling him to stop, telling him, "Now that's the look that I really want. That's the look." And at that point in time, you realize Rick is broken. You realize that he's not the character that he once was. He's not as strong as he once was. And Negan broke him of everything that he's been through all 7 seasons. And what else I have to say about this whole entire deal, too, is, after everything was all said and done, and they roll off, they just let them go back over to Alexandria as if nothing happened. And to me, I think that's the most crucial thing, because you have 2 people that died that was attached to their group that died, and now they have to live their lives as if it never even happened. And they actually have to go back to Alexandria and say, "Hey, look, I'm not in charge here anymore. Negan is, and Negan is in control of this town," which he's already controlled of the hilltop. And that's actually that's actually a sad thing to actually see someone that's tough, someone that's a leader, actually break down like that. And I feel bad for Rick. I feel really bad for Rick, because he's not like, "We need to go to the rooftop and actually help these people, and we need to go ahead and bring this army and kill Negan." No, he's like, "Nope, we don't need to we need to go ahead, and Negan's in charge." Maggie, on the other hand, wants revenge. She's out for blood. She wants to seek revenge after what happened with Glenn, and she wants the people of Alexandria and the hilltop to go in and help each other. Only one problem with that: the people of the hilltop are even scared of Negan, just like Rick is. So really, what balance do you have? So that's another thing that I want to think about, is like, where do they go from here? Where do these characters go from this point to where they wind up being tough enough to try and take down these people? Because right now, I see a very bad weakness. I don't see where they're actually going to be able to do what they need to do. And Maggie is actually kind of the leader and everything. We actually got to see a little bit of her leadership skills when she made that whole entire deal with the Hilltop people in last season. And then we don't even have Carol in Alexandria at all. She's with Morgan, with the other people, which I forgot what those people are called. But I'm hoping that she winds up getting a gunshot to her side, and then Morgan's over there comforting her. I'm hoping that she brings those people together, and everybody winds up having this big old huge army, and by the end of the season, you actually see Negan go down. But at this point in time, I have to say, no one is safe in this season. You don't know what Negan's going to do. You don't know what any of these characters are going to do. It's very, very tense, and I want to see a very slow build towards this thing. And I'm hoping that they don't go into the full 2 episodes into an origin story just like they did with the governor for Negan, but I know it's going to happen, where they're actually going to go into an origin tale of Negan. But I just want a little small dose of what his character was before the apocalypse, and then go right back into where we are. But other than that, solid episode. I felt a huge emotional attachment towards Glenn dying. I didn't feel as much attachment towards Abraham dying, even though I picked him out. And really, this episode was excellent. So, with that being said, tell me what you guys think. Did you guys like this Walking Dead episode? What didn't you like about this Walking Dead episode? Tell me what they could have done more for you as a fan of the show towards where you can actually care about Abraham, or the fact that, you know, what else they could have done for you. But another thing, too, is I also want to know, what did you guys think of the whole entire Thanksgiving Day thing, where you actually see everybody sitting around the table and everything and just enjoying each other, even though that's not actually the vision that they have anymore. And I think that's more Rick's vision of what he wanted. Now, tell me what you guys think about that. And don't forget to give me that thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe below. And also, don't forget to give me some comments below as well. And until next time.